Yo, welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sap. And today we got a very intriguing show lined up for you guys. But when you come across this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you turn on your post notifications so you'll know when Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger. And if you're new to the channel, please press that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications. I see everybody in the comment section. Hashtag salute. And you guys, you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Before we get off into the show, today's show is sponsored by...
This episode is sponsored by True Choice Insurance. Here at True Choice, we take a different philosophy when it comes to providing you with your insurance options. We emphasize the value of the products we offer, instead of playing on the fear of you not being protected in your time of need. True Choice is affiliated with more than 60 insurance companies. This makes us one of the most independent agencies in the state of Texas. Please visit TrueChoiceInsurance.com for all your insurance needs.
Yeah, once again, shout out to my man Brian Kelly and his wife over there at True Choice Insurance. You guys visit them on the website. Their website is www.truechoiceinsurance.com. You get with them guys for all your insurance needs and tell them K-Sap, the man behind the mic of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, sent you their way. Well, today's show, man, is very intriguing, man. Everybody knows that, it's been about a month now, going on, 2 months that Shannon Sharpe has graced the presence of ESPN First Take, after his long run with Undisputed and Skip Bayless for 7 years. He's transitioned over to ESPN First Take with Stephen A. Smith. And, everybody used to watch the show with Undisputed with Skip and Shannon Sharpe, and how things got, kind of messy the last 6 months, the disrespect and things like that. But now a lot of people are saying that, Shannon Sharpe is finding a hard time fitting in with Stephen A. Smith and Molly Qerim. The thing about it is a lot of people are saying, Molly won't let Shannon cook. It's like when Shannon Sharpe goes on his little segue, it seems like Molly has a tendency of cutting Shannon off every time he's trying to make a point. And people feel like that is disrespect. And, Stephen A. always tries to come in and put out the fire by saying, Shannon is absolutely right. His point, what he's trying to say, Stephen A. Smith, you don't have to, validate Shannon's point. Shannon's making great points and you don't have to validate it, just to smooth out the show. Molly is a moderator, and what Molly needs to do is stick to moderating. Her job is to moderate the show, lead the show into different segues, knowing when to go to commercial break and transition into a new topic. She has to get her point across. I mean, she has to really cut Shannon off at times so she can get her point across without letting Shannon Sharpe validate his. So a lot of people is looking at like that is disrespect. And me personally, watching the show before Shannon got on there, she used to do that with Max too. Sometimes she'll cut Stephen A. off and disrespect, but Stephen A.'s worked with her long enough to know how to handle them situations. This is the first time that Shannon Sharpe is working with Molly, but Molly is a moderator. She is not a debater. She is the moderator. Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe are the ones on the show doing the debating. And when Mad Dog Russo is on there, they're doing the debating. The segment with RG3, Skip Bayless, not Skip Bayless, but Shannon Sharpe, Molly Qerim, after the game between Seattle and the Giants, where the Giants lost to Seattle 26-3. And that show the next day, Shannon Sharpe was making his points, and Molly just continued to cut Shannon off. And like I said, Shannon was actually, talking toward to RG3, and Molly just wasn't letting that happen. So I'm gonna play a clip, and when we get back from listening to the clip, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Take a listen.
Add one thing? Can I add one thing?
Sure.
Also, Brian Daboll knows this. My livelihood, my coaching future is in this man's hand. Now, Daniel Jones, this is his third coach. RG3. You know that, Stephen A. Everybody knows that. And that Brian Daboll's like, you're going to cost me my job because I vouch for you getting this money. We had a great season.
I don't know
Daniel
if I
Jones
agree
is going
with
to get
that.
Brian Daboll fired.
Shannon, I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like Daboll has a lot of respect. What he did in Buffalo, I know Josh Allen looked great this past week, but we saw a step back when Daboll had left. And then also, I think just winning Coach of the Year, I think people are going to separate it. They're not going to blame Daniel Jones' failures on Daboll.
Correct.
Right? No. The coaches got to go. The coach, that's who gets fired.
No. Why does Daboll need to go?
Hold on. So, in other words, you lose. They fire coaches. They don't get rid of $40 and $50 million quarterbacks, RG3.
But they will in this situation because they have 2 years left until they can get out his contract. So they're going to be fully invested, and the guy that got the most out of him was Brian Daboll. What they have to do right now is figure out ways to start games faster. In the first half this year, they're being outscored 77-9. 77-9.
But what are they built to do without Saquon?
Hold on, Shannon, because here's the deal. Shannon's right. I think that, listen, not in terms of, we're not talking about Brian Daboll getting fired this year. What he's saying is that ultimately the head coach is going to be held accountable. Because what happens is, especially, Molly, in the New York market, okay, we love Brian Daboll thus far, okay, but if they continue to look the way that they look, and they got people like Shannon and RG3 dissecting it with a fine-tooth comb and pointing out the litany of errors that have taken place evolving around the quarterback, right? Then you lean on the fact that you told us we should invest this money in this quarterback, but look what the hell is happening. Of course, not right now.
No.
But it like, let's say, for example, if we sitting here next year and it's the same situation because this season is an atrocity, and then next year starts off equally as bad. At some point, you're gonna look at the coach.
No one ever thought Daniel Jones was that dude. They just didn't have a better option, and no one thought Saquon was going to be hurt. I wouldn't connect Daboll to Daniel Jones at all.
Eventually,
Molly, think about what you just said. They refused to pay Saquon, and now you're saying Saquon being hurt. What does Saquon have to do if Daniel Jones is getting $40 million? He's got to deliver you. He's supposed to be your Moses, not Saquon.
I think they didn't have a better option, and that's why they paid Daniel.
Now, you see what Molly has done there. For you guys that don't know, Molly is a big New York Giants fan. And, that segment kind of really pissed her off. But if she would just let Shannon, get done with his soliloquy and let him finish what he's trying to say, we wouldn't have the disrespect like that. She interrupts him, so now Shannon can't even make his point clear. Now Stephen A. got to interject and say what he has to say, and Molly wants to cut him off too. The only person that Molly didn't cut off was RG3. But it's shows since Shannon's been on there that Molly has been, not letting Shannon cook, not letting Shannon get his whole segment out without her interrupting. Molly Qerim is a moderator. She's not a debater. I know she wants to make her points and feel like she's not getting run over, but this is what you're getting paid to do. You're getting paid to moderate. Your job, like I said, is to lead the show into the different segues and lead the show into different topics and know when to go to commercial break. I mean, you can say your points, but let the guys that are debating, let them finish their statements before you interject and intervene and start talking over people. I understand that, New York is your football team and you're very passionate about it, but let Shannon cook. I mean, sometimes the disrespect got to stop. And a lot of people been complaining, like, how does Molly still have her job as a moderator on ESPN First Take? through the massive layoffs. And I don't wish no ill will for nobody to lose their job, but that goes to show that Shannon, probably needs his own show. I mean, I know he got Club Shay Shay, but ESPN the ratings are there, but people are just tired of the disrespect that Molly has shown toward Shannon Sharpe ever since he's been on the show. Let Shannon cook. So you guys let me know what y'all think in the comments about Molly Qerim, her continuous disrespect, not letting Shannon get his whole segment off and his whole soliloquy. I thought we was past that, since, he'd been on Undisputed when, Skip would be disrespectful, but Shannon would still get his points across. But Molly wants to intervene. So you guys keep supporting the channel, man. Turn on your post notifications, man. I see everybody in the comment section. Like I said, #salute. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, KSAP. We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
Another one.